what's going on? I'm Nick Zizi, the best-selling author of Succeed Like a Zebra, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 top habits of successful students. Please, if you feel that this message, this information would be of value to the people that you're connected with here on this platform, please do share this out and also give this video a thumbs up. Well, let's dive right in. First off, I just want to let you know that when I was in school, I struggled a lot. I struggled in school not because I wasn't smart, not because I didn't understand the concepts, if you will, but it was because I was just being, a teenager that wasn't really interested much in bringing my grades up. So anyway, in high school, I remember there was this one class that I struggled in, and it was geometry. And I remember I connected with a student in the class who was doing very well. And I had asked the student, what do you do? Like, what's your daily routines? What do you do that's different from what I'm doing? And I learned from this student, and then I started implementing some of the strategies that they've used. And once I've done that, I noticed that my grades started going up. And then I did that in my other classes. And when I went to college and worked on my undergraduate degree, I struggled in some courses, and I did the same thing. So I went to the student who was doing very well in a class, like for example, there was a accounting course that I took, and I struggled in accounting. I believe it was Accounting 101. And I spoke to a student who was doing very well in the class, asked the student, okay, how do you study? What do you do? And I did the same thing, and I was able to bring my GPA up. And then the following year, when I took the second part, which was Accounting 201, I believe, and I got an A in the class, all because I spoke with other successful students and modeled after what they did, and I was able to get the same results. So I think this is a very, very important topic. So here we go. Let's dive right in. The first habit of successful students is, number one, they plan ahead. They plan ahead. So it's important that you plan ahead. Don't wait till last minute to start studying. Don't wait till last minute to start reading. Don't wait till last minute to do what you know you should be doing, but plan ahead a time. You can use a planner. You can also watch the clock. Watch the clock at all times and ask yourself, okay, is what I'm doing right now helping me get closer to my goal? So you can look for different phone apps. I have an iPhone, so I'll tell Siri to remind me at a certain time every day to read. I use another app which is called Streak. Streak, you can look it up and use Streak, and what you can do is you set up a streak. Every day at a certain time, you can read. You can say, every day I'm going to read for 15 minutes, or every day I will write for 15 minutes, and then you just try to keep up with the streak. You can have a 2-day streak, a 5-day streak, a week streak, a month streak, and that just helps you to stay focused and on course. So again, plan ahead. You can also use a day timer. You can buy a day timer. You can go to Home Depot? You can go to Office Depot and purchase a day timer. And there are many other planners that you can purchase, which escape my memory right now, but you can look up day timer so far. All right, let's go on to the next habit. The next habit is get and stay organized. So successful students, those that I've worked with, top students, they all get organize and stay organized. So, right now, perhaps you're getting ready for school, or you probably already started, and you've gotten organized, but haven't you noticed that after week number 1, week number 2, 3, you start going back to your old ways? So you want to make sure that once you get organized, that you stay organized. Stay organized. Someone please type below, stay organized. Awesome. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying this. Great. So stay organized. Make sure you stay organized. One way that you can do this is every week you just go back. You review your setup, you review your room, you review everything to make sure that is organized. So another way to stay organized is to set up your study area. Perhaps you have your your desk at your house, or maybe it's your dining room. You have the dining room table, that's your study area. Make sure wherever you're studying, hey, good to see you, Vicky. Wherever you're studying, you want to make sure that you set up your study area. That is so, so important. As a matter of fact, you'll do better. You'll think clearly. You'll be more focused if you work at a desk, a table, or wherever you're working at, where the table is cleared of stuff. So if you have a lot of things on your desk, if you have a lot of papers all over the place, you want to clear up the desk and leave whatever it is that you're working on, whether you're on your laptop or you have your textbook, you open it up and you just work in that area. So make sure your study area is organized. And what I do too is I have post-it notes that I place on the wall. So whenever I'm studying, I have a lot of these inspirational quotes that just keep me going, keep me focused. And I think that's a great way too. So you can look for some of your favorite quotes and you put them on the wall in your study area to help you stay motivated those nights when you feel like going to sleep. So make sure your study area is organized. Now, another thing too, you want to organize your folders. So if you're using a folder, a binder, a portfolio, you want to make sure that you organize it. So you may have tabs for each class. So you can say geometry, language arts, social studies. So you have a tab for each one of your classes, and make sure you organize it by date as well. So that's just another way. Another thing too that you can do as well is make sure you prepare your backpack. Prepare your backpack the night before, not the morning of, but the night before. So when you're going to school, make sure you prepare your backpack before the night before, not the morning of. I remember when I was in high school, I would like do everything last minute, and I was stressed out just putting everything in my backpack. Sometimes papers, I had loose leaf papers all over the place in my backpack, looking for my homework assignments, couldn't find them because it wasn't organized, because my backpack wasn't organized. So make sure you prepare your backpack the night before. Now, if you have a locker, organize your locker. If you have a locker, make sure you organize your locker. Make it nice, keep it clean, keep it organized, so that when you are in the hallway and you want to make sure you go in and out without having to search for things, without losing anything. So make sure you organize your locker. All right, so here's habit number 3. The third habit, which is a powerful one that I find that a lot of successful students do. And here it is. They study daily. They study daily. You want to study daily. So you may say, well, Nick, I don't have a test until 3 weeks from now. Why do I have to start studying now? Because you won't have to study as hard the night before. You don't have to cram, right? How many of us, we made it through school cramming? I did. I made it through school cramming, and I hate it. I don't like it. It's terrible. Spending, 3 hours staying up late till the wee hours of the morning studying for a test the next day that I could have started studying for the first day of school. Come on. So again, you want to study daily. So don't cram, but study daily. Start early. And that goes back to planning ahead. So you want to make sure you plan ahead, plan your study time every day, and start working through the material. The other great tip here as it relates to studying daily is read early, read often, and read later. Read early. So if you have your textbooks, if you know what the subject matter is going to be on, make sure you start reading early. Don't wait a month later, or don't wait a day before the assignment is due to start catching up with your reading. In my undergraduate degree, my goodness, I had a lot of reading to do. And many of us, I'm sure many of you have college degrees and you've gone to college and you know how hard and how demanding the reading assignments are. So I would wait till last minute sometimes. And whenever I did, I had a miserable time, a miserable day just doing that. So you want to start early. So read early, read often, and read later. Awesome. The third habit of top students is that top students take notes. They take notes when they're in class. You have to take notes. You have to take notes. Now, there are many types of note-taking systems that you can use, like, for example, the outline method. The outline method is basically what it says. You just follow the outline. So whatever the outline is of the lesson, you just follow that as you're jotting down your notes. There's the free-form method. So whatever comes to mind, you just kind of just jot down whatever. That's a free-form method. And then there's the Cornell method. The Cornell method is a more advanced method of note-taking. And this system of note-taking would be more applicable to high schoolers and college students. And basically what it is you record your notes during class in the right-hand column, and then you formulate questions on the left side. So as you're taking notes, you take your notes on the right hand column, and then on the left side you formulate questions about whatever it is that you're learning during that time. And that's a really great way to take notes. Now here's by far the greatest, in my opinion, best way to take notes, and this is how I take notes. Mind maps. I form mind maps. I create mind maps. I'll use my laptop. Here's the 5th habit of successful students. Here it is. Are you ready? Classroom participation. You want to make sure you participate in the classroom. Students who are very successful, who are the top students, we find that they are engaged in their classroom. They're engaged by asking questions. They're engaged in classroom discussions. They ask questions, they participate, they volunteer. So you want to do the same thing too. Again, if you want to be successful in school, if you want to be a successful student, if you want to be a top student, make sure you do what other successful students do. So you've probably heard this said before, that success leaves clues. Success also leaves footprints. So you want to follow the footprints of other successful students so that you too can be successful. So I challenge you to do that today. So participate in the classroom discussions. Make sure you get involved in asking questions. If there's something that you don't understand, raise your hands and ask questions. Some of us, including myself at times, especially back then when I was much younger, I was embarrassed to ask questions, like if it had to do with the teacher clarifying a concept, because I felt like maybe I was like the only one in the classroom who didn't get it and everybody else got it. But then when I asked my question, I realized that other students who needed help in that area, who needed clarification, didn't raise their hands because they were embarrassed to do that, because they didn't want anyone to think that they were dumb or stupid. So understand this. It's your education. You're there to learn. So ask questions. If you don't understand something, raise your hands or ask after class or ask before class, but make sure you ask questions when you're in class. Very, very important. Get involved in the classroom discussions as well. Participate in the different activities in the classroom. Very, very important. So those are the 5 habits of top students that I've noted over the years. So number 1, they plan ahead. Number 2, they get and stay organized. Number 3, they study daily. Number 4, they take notes. And number 5, they participate in class. They get engaged, or not engaged, but they're involved in class by asking questions, by getting involved in the discussion, by participating in discussions. And all of these things, we see all of these habits help them to be very, very successful in school. So I hope you have received value from today's message. Please do give this video a thumbs up. Easy from UnleashYourZebra.com. I am the best-selling author of that book right there. Succeed Like a Zebra is the ultimate student success guide. You can check it out on my website at UnleashYourZebra.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you also for sharing and commenting below. God bless you, and please remember to unleash your zebra.